Module pool programming is also called as dialog programming. This is also called as a transaction, and this is also called as online programming. So module pool programming means dialog programming and online programming. Anything is same.
Yes.
So module pool programming generally used to design the screens and screen flow.
Okay.
Now, to create a module pool programming, you can go to the transaction SE38. But I feel SE80 is more convenient. You can go to SE38 and also create, not a problem. But I will feel SE80 is convenient to create a module pool programming. So I will go to the SE80 transaction. And I want to create a program from here. Fine. What is meant by transaction?
Transaction is SAP.
Transactions means a set of screens.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Set of screens. When you enter a particular transaction, one screen will come. You will do some action in that. You will enter something into that screen. You will do some action.
Yeah.
After that, another screen will come and so on. You will click on some buttons or something. You will do. Correct.
Set of
Yes,
screens
So transaction is a set of screens
defined to serve.
defined to serve a purpose. Correct. Using the module pool programming, we are trying to create a transaction. That means using this module pool programming, we can create some set of screens which can be related via a transaction.
Okay.
Now whenever you take a transaction is a combination of different screens.
Yes, sir.
Every screen has two parts. The two parts are flow logic and layout. So whenever you are trying to create a screen, every screen has two parts. First one is a flow logic, the second one is layout.
Yes.
Okay.
Layout means in the layout session you will decide whether the button should be there on here or in the middle of the page. Say for example, sometimes what will happen if I go to the SE38 transaction. See, buttons are here, correct?
Yes, sir.
There is a radio button here, these are radio buttons. These are the push buttons. This is the input field. Okay, this is called a layout design. So where the button should be, where the input field means where you can enter something. So where the input field should be. Okay, so these things will design in the layout section. And now when I click on display, what should happen? When I click on display, some program should display, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
For this action, that means when I click on display, this thing should happen. Otherwise, when I click on create, some other screen should come. This kind of actions we will write it on flow logic.
Yes.
Flow logic. So there are two parts for each and every screen. The two parts are flow logic plus layout. Layout means for design purpose, where the button should be, where the input fields, where the output fields. These things will be designed in the layout.
Okay.
And flow logic. Flow logic means when the user performs certain action, what should be the next step? That can be written in flow logic. Now let us go to the SE80 transaction. From here select the program. So here you write test m pool. I'll say test underscore module pool. M pool means module pool, what I mean. Give some program name. Click on display button. So what it was saying, the program does not exist. Shall I create?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, it is saying, shall I create a program with the top include? What is this include?
Includes the programs that is written inside the program. That will
Correct.
contain
Good.
some coding.
Includes are the includes are the programs that will be there inside the main program.
Yeah, sir.
Our main program name is jet test pool. Okay, now the system asking, shall I create one include inside that? That include is top include.
Yes.
Generally, top includes will contain the data declarations.
Okay.
Like you will do no, in every program you will write some data XYZ type something.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So all those data declarations will be there generally in a top include. So now, before creating a program, it's asking, shall I create this program with a top include so that you can do the data declarations? Say yes. So it's asking, so tell me the top include name. What name you want for the top include? I want ZM_pool underscore top.
Yeah.
Continue. Now if you observe, this is the screen every time we will get while creating a program through SE38 transaction. Correct?
Yes.
So this screen will get every time. But here module pool won't be there. Here we will every time select this executable program. Now this time module pool is coming up. Module pool is coming up.
Yes,
now save it. Save it in a local object. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So once you do this step, what happened? If you observe here, ZTestMpool is coming, which is having includes.
Yes, sir.
So now double click on this ZTestMpool. On the right hand side, you can see the program screen. It will take some time. Yeah. Now if you see this ZTestMpool, so there is a program. Program is created. Program is created with the include. This is top include. Top include is for global data declaration. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, there are some more includes are also there. Okay. So I will uncomment all the includes. I will try to create all the includes. Double click on this. It is saying ZTest module pool 001 does not exist. Shall I create? Yes. Just save it. Come back. Similarly, create the next include also. Double click on that. It will say it's not there. Create it. Save it and come back. Now double click on the last one, last include. I will tell you why these includes I am creating. Just save this and come back. So now we have totally 4 includes inside the program. We have totally 4 includes. One is the top include, another one is O01 include, another one is I01 include, another F01 include. We have totally 4 includes. Now let me create a screen. If you want to create a screen, click on your left hand side, this module pool program, ZTestMpool, put your cursor there, right click, create screen. When you do this, you can put some screen number. The screen number you can put. Program and screen number. Screen number may be 100, 200, 300, 1000, whatever. You can put any number in this. Give the number, continue. So in this, you can say, that means in the short description of the screen, put some short text. You can say, first screen. Okay, now I want to design the screen. Go to the layout button. Here there is something called layout. I told you, right?
Yes, sir.
Screen has two parts.
Flow
Layout
logic
plus
and
flow logic. Now, yeah. Now I am going for the layout. Click on this layout. So when you click on this layout, the following screen will appear. This will try to load the layout part. So when you click on this layout, the following screen will appear. This kind of screen will come. Now, do we have created any G table? If you remember any G table, can you let me know the details?
Z test student.
G student is there? Huh?
Yes,
Let
sir.
us see. I
Z
will
test
go to
student.
S11 and see. Create session. G student.
Z test student, sir.
Z test student. Huh?
Z test underscore student.
Yeah, correct. Okay. Z test underscore student. Some data is there in this?
Yes, sir.
Fine, good.
3 data, sir. Yeah.
Fine. So now what I will do? Now I will take this student. Now what I will do? I will create a transaction. By using the transaction, we are able to maintain the data in this. For example, in this table, I want to put a student record. Then I can able to put it. If I want to delete, I can delete. If you want to say, for example, if you want to display some particular data, I want to see particular data.
Yes, sir.
So this kind of screen I want to design. So take the table name first. So this is the table name. Take this table name. Go to your graphical layout. Come here. Click on this button. Dictionary program fields. Click on this. Give the table name. G test underscore student. Give the table name here. Click here. Get from dictionary. Click on this button. Okay. So now from here you can choose the fields required. I want student ID, student name, student age and student class. I want these fields. Select the required fields and place it on the screen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now what I will do? I'll put this student ID little higher. So I'll put this student ID here. So now if you check this, here something called push button. There is a button here. Select this button and place it here. For this button, I'll put a name. Double click on the button. Your right hand side some window will open. So in this we'll give the text as display button. So what my idea is, in this screen somebody will enter the student ID. Already 3 students are available in the table, correct? If you see this table, where is that? Yeah. If you, no, not this one. I'm this one. If you see this table, already 3 students are available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 5, and someone else. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So what my intention is, if somebody will enter the number here, student ID 1234, and then press on the display, the student name, student age, and student class should appear here when he click on display button.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Similarly, I'll create one more button. This button name is save. So what I want, whenever you fill the student ID, student name, student age, student class, and click on save, the data should go and save into the database table. Okay, that's what I want. Next, I'll put one more button.
Reset.
Delete. I'll double click, enter the text. What is the button name? I'll put delete. So I'll click this button. I'll put one more button here. So this button name I'll make it as clear. So now I want to perform all these 4 functionalities. So now let us see what is the name of this one. This is an input field, correct? This is called input field. This is called text field. Student ID is a text, correct? So this is called text field. This is called input field where user can give some input. So now if you want to put some extra text, there is something here, text field. You can click here, you can put here. You can say, you can put this text and you can write it whatever you want. You can say wizard to maintain student data, whatever you want, text you can put. Okay. So all the fields, if you want to place in the middle, select all the fields, just drag it and put it in the middle.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. Now save it. And let us see what is the name of the input field. Double click on this input field and see what is the name of the input field.
Is it student?
Just test student
the
ID.
hyphen student ID. This is the field name. This is the
Table name.
work area name. Table name. Or I can say this is the work area name hyphen table field name. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, check this field. What is this?
Yes,
Same work area
same work area, same
hyphen different field name.
no,
Yeah, student name. See this?
storage. Yes.
Work area hyphen field name. Work area hyphen field name. So say for example, whenever the user enters 1, 2, 3, 4 here in the student ID, that will be stored in
ZK student.
G student hyphen student ID. Remember this. So that means you are giving some value into this, means that value will be there in Z test student hyphen student ID. That means this work area hyphen this particular field name. Please remember that one.
Okay.
Now I'll go to the buttons. So every button, if I double click on the button, what I have done, I have given the text here, correct?
Yes, sir.
Display. If you want to put some icon, say for example, I'll go to some SE11 transaction. See here display, there is an icon here, correct? Google symbol is there, correct?
Yes, sir.
Similarly for change button, there is a symbol here, pen kind of symbol is there. For create button, there is a paper kind of symbol is there. So now, similarly, I want to put one icon for my button. How to put an icon for the button? I want to put an icon for display button. Okay, double click on this display button. So when you double click on the display button, the particular screen, this screen will come. One moment. I can close this now. Yeah. So now I'll double click on display button. When I double click on display button, this screen, the following screen is coming up. So here there is something called icon name. There is a button here. Choose icon. Select this. So there are several icons are available. You can select any one of these. I will say here display, because I'm checking for the icon for the display, correct? So I'll check here. See, there is an icon here, icon display, correct?
Yes.
So I have selected this and continue. So now if you observe, this icon is coming up here.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And similarly, every button has a function code. Function code means if you click on this particular button, the corresponding function code will come into the program.
Yes, sir.
Say for example, if you click on a display button will have a function code. The function code will come inside the program. The function code you need to give here. This is the display button. For display button, I'll give the function code as DISP. It should be of 4 letters. Function code should be generally of 4 letters in capital letters. Remember, 4 letters you need to give in capital letters. Whenever I click on save, the function code I will give SAV. Whenever I click on delete, I will give the function code as DLE. Whenever somebody click on clear, I will give the function code as CLEA. I will give like this. So now my screen is ready. I will save, check and activate. Okay, once I activate, so if you want to see the test how the screen looks like, you can click on this test, continue. So your screen looks like this.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Come back and go to the flow logic. Now the screen layout part is over.
Yeah.
We have also tested the layout, how it appears. Now go to the flow logic. Click on this button. For what purpose we will write the flow logic?
To do
While
some
doing
action,
commands, yeah.
what we have given.
To do the action, correct?
Yes.
To do the action. That means whenever user click on a display button, what should happen? We will write it in the flow logic. We will write it in the flow logic. Whenever the user click on some clear button, what should happen? That we will write it in the flow logic. So please make a note in your notebooks. Flow logic has 4 events. Flow logic has 4 events. First one is a process before output. You can see on the screen, top, process before output is there, correct? Process before output. Second event is process after input. Process after input. Okay, and third event is process on value request. It is not there on the screen, but the event is there. Process on value request. Can anybody tell me what is this process on value request will do?
It will give a 4L.
Correct, very good. So wherever you hear the word value request, so that will be helpful for creating a search help, F4 help. Okay, process on value request is done. So that is the third event. And fourth event is process on help request. Process on help request. So what is this one will do? Process on help request.
This is
It
for,
gives documentation.
documentation.
Yeah, documentation help or F1.
F1 help.
F1 help.
Yes.
Correct? So yeah, fine. So last two events, you know what those will do. What is this process before output and process after input? Say for example, a screen was displayed to you. We have already designed one
Yes.
screen, correct?
Yes.
So the screen is displaying to you now. Assume that you are able to see the screen. In the screen, you are giving some input and you are pressing on some button, display button or cancel button or some button you are clicking on. So the cursor immediately will come to the. Tell me which event, which is the relevant? Process after input or process before output?
Process before output.
No, process after input, because already you have seen the screen, you are giving the input into the screen and clicking on display. That means you have given the input. So now your cursor will go process after input,
Okay.
because you have already given input.
Yes.
Now it will do the process after input.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so your cursor will go to the process after input.
Yeah.
And just before, now I have already told you that assume that you are able to see the screen, correct? Before the program show the screen to you, it will come via process before output.
So we didn't get it.
Are you getting? So if the screen 100 is coming means it's checking some logic and then only it will display the screen 100, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that logic you should write in process before output.
Yes.
Just before displaying the screen, your cursor will go via that particular code and it will display the final screen to you.
Okay.
Process after input means you will give some input into the screen, then you may click on some button, you may click on some push button or menu items or something. Then the cursor will come to the process after input.
Okay.
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 So now I'll click here. Now what I will do I'll click here, process after input. I'll uncomment the module user command 100. Double click on this. It is saying module user command does not exist. Shall I create? Yes. Module is something like a subroutine where you can write coding. Subroutine you can get form, end form, correct? For module you will get module and end module. You can write some coding inside that module and end module. Okay. So I'll click on yes here. So now it is asking me, you have so many includes, you have 4 includes in your program, which include you want me to create this module. So here we are creating a module for process after input, correct? This module will belongs to process after input. So whenever a module belongs to process after input, I will go for I01. I01. I stands for input.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Whenever I'll create module here, PBO module, I will go for O. This include I will go. Okay.
Okay.
And top include is for data declarations.
Yes, sir.
Whenever I write some perform statement, perform and form statements, I will go for F. F stands for forms, form and form. F stands for form and form. I stands for
Input.
input, process after input. O stands for process before output.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I'll select this, continue.
Okay.
So here I'll write some coding. Select star. How many records we want? We want a single record, right? I will say select single star from
Z student,
G test underscore student into
work area.
we need to
Work
declare
area.
a work area, correct?
Yes, sir.
But all the declarations will do in which include top include.
Top
Top
include.
include.
So I'll go to the top include. Here I'll declare
Work area. Data.
work area. I'll declare work area like this here.
Type.
Tables.
Okay.
Tables.
Okay, sir.
Tables is the keyword.
Yeah, sir.
Tables. G test
Like
underscore student. Now G test underscore student. So this is a work area name.
yeah, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Like
This is not database table. No, this is a work area name.
yeah, sir.
Now I'll go to my previous coding part. So from this database table into
To the same
which work area?
same name.
Same. So whenever from and into are same, no need to give this
Into
class. Program will automatically put into that particular area. Whenever the from name and into name is same, no need to give into class. Then next one is where condition. Where
Z student ID.
STUID is equal to
Z test.
where it will be student ID.
What we have,
Z
what
test.
we have
Screen.
entered, sir.
Yeah.
What we have entered in the screen.
Whatever we enter in the screen, that will be there on.
Z
I
student
showed you
ID,
Yeah, sir.
at the time. Yeah, that's a student
Underscore.
hyphen field.
hyphen
Field.
STUID.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir.
So good. So this action should happen whenever the user click on
Display.
display button. Good. So now what I will do, before coming up here, I'll check whether the user is clicking on which button. So I will say case SciUcom. SciUcom is a system variable which stores the function code. Do you remember we have given a function code for each and every button? Display has one function code, DISP, clear has CLEA,
Yeah, sir.
save has SAVE, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this SciUcom is a variable which stores the corresponding function codes. Now I can check here when display. That means I will say here
DISP.
when display. Do this. Similarly, when next button is say clear, say CLEA.
Yes.
When the user clicked on clear, do something. We'll write that later. When user clicked on save button, we need to do something else. When the user clicked on what other button we have provided? Delete, correct?
Delete.
Yeah. Delete. We need to do something. Fine. As of now, we have written coding only for the display button, correct? So now I will save it. And now I'll go to the screen once again. Go to the screen. So I will enable this module status 100. Double click on this. Say yes. So this is PBO. So I will select this include. Okay. Why I am selecting this include?
It's an
You know, correct?
before output, sir.
So this is an output. So I am selecting this O, starting with O. Continue. Yes. So here I will say set PF status. Set PF status, I will say something Z test. You know what is a PF status? What
Sir,
we'll do in this PF status?
Sir, we
So
are
in the
creating the
PF
buttons.
status is a combination of menu bar, buttons, and application toolbar.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to create that. Double click on Z test button. I'll create. Give some short description. Continue. Expand with function keys. Here I will say I'll say here back 4 letters. Okay, exit, cancel. I'll give only these 3 buttons. Activate. Come back. Save this. So now we have given 3 buttons, correct? Whenever the user press on back button, what should happen? That we need to write here again.
Yes, sir.
In process after input we need to write. Whenever the user click on back button, what should happen? Okay, so here I will say when back or exit or cancel. What is the function code we have given for that? C and C.
Yes, sir.
We need to write code here. The code I will say is leave to screen 0. Leave to screen 0 means go to the previous screen.
Okay.
This is the syntax. Leave to screen 0, which means go to the previous screen.
Okay.
Okay, now click on this Z-test module pool. Double click on this. Right click and activate. Now try to execute the program. When you try to execute the program, you will get some message. See. So scroll down your program and see what it was saying.
Z test not a report program, it's telling.
Yeah, it's not an executable program, correct? It's a modulable program.
Yes, sir.
Correct. In the attributes, go to attributes. While creating the program, we have selected here modulable program, correct?
Yes, sir.
If it is a executable program, when you click on this execute symbol, it will work.
Yes, sir.
But this is a modulable program, you cannot execute. That's what the message is saying. So to execute this program, what you need to do, you need to create a transaction. To create a transaction, put your cursor on Z-test temple, create transaction. So if you want to execute modulable programming, you must create a transaction. Then only you can execute. So create a transaction. So say some transaction Z-test. Select this radio button, program and screen, dialog transaction. Oh, jet test is already there. So I'll give jet test underscore MPOOL. Put the program name. What is the program name? The same. The same. So what is the screen number you have created?
100.
0.
Yeah.
Screen.
Okay.
Yeah, 100.
100, sir. Yeah.
Give it. Select these 3 checkboxes. We want support from HTML, Java and Windows. Select these boxes and save. Okay. Now the transaction is done. Now execute the transaction. Now you can execute here, execute from here. Otherwise also what you can do, you can open a new session, you can give here jet test underscore m pool. Give here, press enter. You will come here. Okay. So here what you will do, 1, 2, 3, 4 you will give, click on display. So corresponding details are coming below.
Yes, sir.
Correct? So this is how you can control the screen flow. So see the back button, exit and cancel, these buttons are coming up. Only these 3 buttons are coming. Why? Because only we have given function code for this.
Yes, sir.
So let us see how to make the save button, delete and clear button in the next class. Okay? So we'll write code for the remaining buttons in the next class.
Okay, sir.
So we'll try to start little early in the next class. Maybe we'll meet in 8:30 or 8 o'clock. 8:30 we'll meet. Okay?
Okay, sir.